Breaking right now on Denver 7 News at 6. The FAA is experiencing major computer problems this morning that could impact flights across the country.
I'm Jessica Crawford, live at DIA, and I'm following the impact that this outage is having on passengers.
Broomfield leaders move forward with several gun control ordinances.
I'm Denver 7's Veronica Acosta, breaking down what passed and why these laws are unlikely to face any legal challenges.
And it's a crucial drug for many Coloradans. We're breaking down the proposal from state lawmakers to make EpiPens more affordable.
Plus, the Broncos ownership group wastes no time in the search for the next head coach. The candidates they've already screened.
First, we want to get right to that breaking news this morning out at DIA, where the FAA has ordered all airlines across the country to pause their domestic flights until at least 7 a.m. our time. Of course, this is affecting thousands and thousands of passengers again after the holidays. This is due to a massive outage on a computer system pilots use to communicate with their destination.
Yeah, so until they get that back up and running, no planes can take off. We have live team coverage this morning. Our traffic expert, Jason Luber, is following the planes that are in the air right now, still trying to land at DIA. We want to start with Jessica Crawford on the ground there at DIA. Of course, the issue, Jessica, is that there could be a domino effect. If planes can't get off the ground till 7, flights throughout the day could be delayed.
That's right, and it's really something that people are kind of just now starting to learn as they're trickling into the airport, because if you take a look up here, you can see that there are still several flights that still say that they're on time. So there are a lot of people coming into the airport hoping that their flight will take off at a certain time. Guys, it is not. The FAA has let everyone know that here in Denver, our flights are not going to be leaving until at least 7 a.m. our time. And that's because of the FAA's NOTAM system. It's designed to provide pilots and air traffic controllers with critical information as it develops. Well, they had an issue with that system overnight, and that's causing the delays that we are seeing right now. So just so you know, even though your flight might still say it's on time, slowly throughout the morning we've been seeing these boards be updated, saying, okay, now your flight's leaving an hour later, maybe some flights 2 hours later, because yeah, that domino effect, just like you were talking about, Nicole, we're already kind of seeing it just with the different flight times that are popping up here right now. So you're going to want to stay updated with your flights app. Also, I would say make sure to follow the FAA on Twitter, because they're going to let you know continuously as these flights continue to be delayed throughout the day. And of course, we're going to let you know right here live from the airport. Live from DIA, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Yeah, the waiting area at the gate's about to get really crowded here shortly. Our transportation expert, Jason Luber, joins us because when this outage happened, of course, there were already flights in the air and a lot were trying to land at DIA.
And you know how this is going to play out with at least a 2-hour delay right now with flight crews and the hours that they can work. And how that will, like Southwest, the problem was getting from city to city to city, and then they stop. Well, if they can't do that, and then your last city is not going to be serviced, how does that affect tomorrow and the next day and the next day? Let me show you my Flight Aware. It's a tracking system that I use to track flights all the time. And what you're seeing right now is really we should see planes everywhere. This is Denver International Airport right here, and you can see the collection of aircraft that are not leaving. These are all have their transponders on, so the aircraft is on, and they could have had actually people sitting on the airplanes right now. They might be deplaning, or they might just leave them on there, but these are all the planes at DIA. We should see planes all over the place. This is actually Air Tracker 7 right over here. I'll show you why they're over there in just a second, but we should see planes. Now, there are planes in the air, and they are going to be landing at DIA. It's all domestic flights that are leaving DIA. Now, why can Air Tracker 7 fly? Air Tracker 7 can fly because they have been talking to the tower, and there are no flight restrictions for them, whether it's a flight restriction for the president or other flight restrictions that they need to know about just to fly around Metro Denver. Let me show you on the map why they're flying over there in just a second. The drive, at least to the airport, is okay. Security wait time at about 15 minutes. There's a big wreck right here on I-76 at 270. From Air Tracker 7, as you can see, it looks like they are now just clearing here the westbound lanes and getting lanes open. That's going to help us out tremendously tremendously because right now, Katie, the drive time coming on I-76 is already 30 minutes, so way backed up there. Oof. The rest of the drive around town is actually in pretty decent shape.
All right, thank you, Jason, for the updates. Now, in terms of weather, we do have a system rolling into Colorado. It's bringing widespread snow already to portions of the high country, as you can see from our radar and satellite. Snow showers developing over northeastern Colorado over the I-76 drive. It is dry right now in Denver. Will stay mostly cloudy for the day, gusty winds up north, and we'll continue to pick up more snow into the mountains. As you can see, this is a live look over Rabbit Ears Pass. Can't really see from that camera angle, but snow-covered roadways, so expect winter driving conditions off to our west, and temperatures here for the Denver area if you're getting ready to head out the door. It's going to be chillier. Temperatures in the low 30s right now will stay that way until 8 o'clock. Upper 30s for our daytime highs, so potential for a rain-snow mix into this afternoon. This isn't a really impressive system for the metro area, but as you can see from our Front Range Futurecast, by 7 o'clock, Boulder, Broomfield, just north of Metro Denver, we will be seeing the chance for light to moderate snow showers. That'll make its way east, so the airport is expecting snow later on this afternoon. It could get icy in spots, especially over the plains, and winter weather advisory set to expire later on tonight as skies clear.
Thank you, Katie. Broomfield City Council is moving forward with some gun safety ordinances. This divisive topic led to 90 minutes of public comment last night, with the meeting going till almost 11 p.m.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us live this morning because some items on the agenda are actually being put off for a few months.
They are, and on new this morning, we know of those 9 ordinances, 3 of them have been delayed. The other 6 you guys were able to make it past City Council there in Broomfield. So let's break down exactly what those ordinances are, and more importantly, which ones we're going to have to wait to hear more on and which ones we know have passed this morning. So we're going to start off with those that are going to have to wait just a bit. Establishing a minimum age of 21 to buy a gun, regulating the possession of a ghost gun, which is a gun that doesn't have a serial number, and then requiring a 10-day waiting period and proof of training before the sale of a gun. Those were all pushed back to June 13th. The thought there being that the state could change the law, getting rid of these particular ordinances. And then we have the others that passed. So the ordinance to ban the sale and possession of rapid-fire activators, requiring all firearm dealers in Broomfield to post signs and provide an educational notification of where firearms are sold and transfers happen, prohibiting open carry in public spaces and in city and county-owned buildings, and then updating definitions in the code that apply to regulating guns. Again, those are the ones that passed. It was a really long night, not only for those council members, but also for those community members who showed up to discuss what was being presented in City Council. They contributed to 90 minutes of public comments. This was just one of them. Take a listen.
We all want safety. The council wants safety. The moms with the red shirts want safety. The gun owners want safety. Why can't we get together and think this through?
Point out this morning that because none of those ordinances have anything in them about an assault weapons ban, none of them pertain to certain litigation that's happening in neighboring communities. So just something to keep in mind as we get closer and closer to that June 13th date, which is when we're going to hear more about those 3 specific ordinances that were delayed. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. We want to give you a better understanding of why Colorado cities are allowed to enact these types of ordinances and why so many of them don't make it very far. A slate of bills were passed in 2021 in response to the King Super shooting, and then Colorado state lawmakers passed a preemption law allowing municipalities to come up with stricter gun laws than the state, but it also prevents municipalities from loosening restrictions past what the state allows. Gun control is a priority for the state legislature this year. We know that. Proposals include strengthening the red flag law, a required waiting period to buy a gun, and an assault weapons ban. Gun control advocates say now is the time for action.
Having worked on this issue since 1995, I will say overwhelmingly yes, there is a lot of momentum. The momentum is largely caused because of the awful tragedies that are occurring.
Gun rights advocates, meanwhile, are vowing to fight every proposal on the table in order to ensure vocal opposition to the proposals at the Colorado State House. The group has a unique offer to any supporter who attends a hearing or committee session.
When you show up, we will have a way to kind of verify that you were there. We will enter you into this giveaway, and we will give away AR-15s, the very tool that they're trying to take away from us.
Right now, it's unclear when a formal bill will be introduced.
Colorado lawmakers have a plan to make EpiPens more affordable. A bill would limit out-of-pocket costs at $60 for a pack of 2. The bill would also create a program for people whose costs aren't limited by that cap and aren't covered by Medicare or Medicaid. Manufacturers would either reimburse pharmacies for the difference in what they paid or send them a replacement pack of EpiPens. If this passes, it will take effect a year from now. A year after the Marshall Fire, so many families are still waiting to rebuild, and tonight the county is hosting a meeting to talk about the roadblocks. This is for people whose homes burned in unincorporated Boulder County. About 150 homes were lost there. The community meeting is tonight from 6 to 8 at St. Ambrose Episcopal Church.
Let's talk about the Broncos because the ownership group is making progress in the search for a new head coach. Denver 7 has confirmed Michigan's Jim Harbaugh was interviewed virtually Monday. Broncos defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero interviewed in person yesterday. Obviously, that would be an in-house hire. Rams assistant Raheem Morris is also scheduled to interview on the 17th. That is also the earliest date the Broncos can talk to former Saints coach Sean Payton in person. That's a big one for fans. The team also requested permission to interview Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, who was on their short list before they hired Nathaniel Hackett, and 49ers defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans. Katie.
It is 6:11 on this Wednesday, and we're waking up to cloudy skies here across the Denver area. We do have the chance for snow showers through the early morning hours, and then again a rain-snow mix possible later on. So definitely a chilly day for the kids at the bus stop. Daytime highs only in the 30s.
The one highway wreck we're dealing with is actually 2 separate wrecks on I-76. One has been cleared at 270. The other one just after 270, right before I-25. The right lane still remains blocked with the fire department on scene. Most of the activity should be off to the right shoulder, but once they clear, we'll see traffic ease up. On the map, we're already seeing 40-minute delays coming down from Commerce City and Brighton, so do expect delays or use the side roads to I-25 to get across, or Highway 2 to get out of those traffic jams.
Well, you can't fool the DMV. How many custom license plates? Colorado's DMV denied for being lewd, crude, or just plain rude.
Great way to beat the winter blues is with a fresh box or boxes of Girl Scout cookies. You can't buy just one. The new flavor you can buy starting tomorrow.